Hi there everyone, welcome back to Fingers, Thumbs and Fits, where today we have another big one as we're looking at issue 13 of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Spearhead, which includes the final model for the Skaven Spearhead in the Claw Lord on Gnaw-Beast. So, let's take a look at it, shall we? If I can get into it. There we go. So, another oval base, slightly smaller than the Lord Vigilant, I think. But again, all on one screw. Again, another push fit model, I believe. So again, hopefully shouldn't be too tricky to put together, but we shall see. From what I believe for this one though, the rider and the mount are separate, so I'm going to be assembling them separately because it's just going to be easier to paint them, but we'll come to that when we come to it. We've got the model to the magazine to look at first. So yes, that's what it looks like. It's hideously disgusting, but pretty awesome at the same time. Here's assembly. We all know this section by now. It's how to put the model together. We've got some painting. I've got some interesting ideas on how I want to paint this. I mean, the Claw Lord is going to match the rest of my army. The Gnaw-Beast, however, I'm going to try and make as disgusting as I can. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Not a technique I've used before, but we'll see anyway. So this is just using all the paints that we've got up until this point. Looks nice and striking with the red armour. Good old wash with Agrax Earthshade. As you can see, it kind of really does make a difference. So yeah, and I mean that's looking pretty awesome as it is, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, so now we go into some rules again. Mortal damage on wound and ward saves. Mortal damage is pretty much damage that can't be soaked. It can't be saved against, and it will always do damage. Ward saves are saves that can always be taken, pretty much, I believe, and they are the only thing that will save against mortal damage. They're kind of like magical saves or talismans or something like that. So yeah, looks like though this is still kind of about, I know this is about attack sequence, coherency, controlling objectives still, mortal damage and ward saves. Okay, it looks like they may have made a bit of a printing mistake there, but anyway. This goes on to explain how mortal damage works. Here we have another battle plan in order to explain all this. Lord Veritant has, does he have a mortal wound effect? Doesn't look like it, but the Grey Seer does, with Wither, which is a kind of spell. But anyway, yes, there we go then. That's that issue of Spearhead magazine. A quick preview of what's coming next time, which is 2 paints again, in Calgar Blue, which is a very rich blue, as you can see on that Prosecutor there, and Drakenhof Nightshade, which is a kind of bluish purple black wash. So yeah, and pretty awesome artwork of Indastra, if that's how you say her name, I can never get it right, on the next issue. So yeah, there we go. That's issue 13 flicked through very quickly. So let's get to building this Claw Lord, shall we? And I will be right back in just a moment. Okay, and here we are. We have a Claw Lord and a Gnaw-Beast. Now, as you can see, the Claw Lord I've assembled him separately, so it's going to be a lot easier to paint, in theory, if I can mount him on something sufficiently enough. This guy's not going to be an issue. There's a little peg there and a little hole there on the Claw Lord, sorry, that you just slot him back into. Yeah, not so much of an issue to put together this one. There was some aspects of it that could have been a bit less involved, but aside from that, yeah, not so much of an issue to put together. And I actually really quite like this model. So yeah, there we go. That's the final mini for the Skaven Spearhead assembled. Well, you know what I mean. So yeah, Claw Lord on Gnaw-Beast. So there we go. That's our look today at issue 13 of Spearhead magazine. As I said earlier on, next time we'll be looking at issue 14, which just comes with some paints. So again, it will be a bit of a shorter episode, but we'll go through it anyway. So please do join me for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Keep on adventuring, and I'll catch you later. Bye.